like to say good morning and welcome. The Board of Directors are excited that you have joined us today for our 2025 VIP and Distinguished Citizen Luncheon, and thank you for your continued support. I'm John Newhouser, Director with the Manatee River Fair Association, as well as your MC for today's program. Some of our guests today include elected officials and other dignitaries. I ask that you please stand and be recognized at this time. We are also represented by many of our Manatee River Fair Association directors. You kind of know us with the red coats. Please stand and be recognized. Their hard work and dedication throughout the year is very much appreciated. Thank you, guys. As always, we want to say a very special thank you to our fair manager, Danny Alfonso, our fair office manager, Sydney Patterson, who, by the way, if you have a chance to go wish her a happy birthday today, grounds manager, Stevie John, and the hundreds of volunteers that prepare our fair each year for you and your family's enjoyment. Let's have a round of applause. Now I'd like to welcome our current president, Patrick Bryant, to the stage.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Patrick Bryant, and I'm the president of the Manatee River Fair Association. On behalf of the board of directors of the association, I want to welcome you to this year's Distinguished Citizen Luncheon and Reception as part of the opening of the 2025 Manatee County Fair. I also want to thank this year's sponsors and recognize Fair Association staff and volunteers, all of whom are a crucial part of a successful fair. I personally thank all of you. As this is my second year as president of the Manatee River Fair Association, and I will step aside at the annual meeting in May, I want to take a moment to thank the fair manager and my fellow board members and officers for their work and support these past 2 years. We've faced many challenges, particularly this past year in 2024, and we have, as always, overcome with confidence and made things better in the process. I thank all of you from the bottom of my heart. You made it easy. I also want to thank my family and friends for their loving support, which was necessary during the busier and trying times of meeting my commitments as a director and president of the association. I want to thank especially my mother, who is here with us today, the recently retired Palmetto Mayor, Shirley Groover Bryant, who herself is a past president and director emeritus of the association. She brought me to this organization, and without her, I would not be here today. I also want to give special recognition to our new and exciting midway that Danny will tell you about. I'm happy to welcome the Straits Shows family to Manatee County, and the Manatee County Fair looks forward to a long and fruitful relationship with Straits Shows. As we all know, this year's theme is Keep Agriculture Alive in 2025. And while this may just be an annual theme that comes and goes as each year passes, for some, this is a mantra of daily life. No matter what happens in our community, our country, or the world, we will need agriculture, and there are at least 2 reasons that I want to talk about. First, if you enjoy eating food that isn't entirely synthetic chemicals, you understand why agriculture is the cornerstone of life. If we can't feed ourselves, and if we don't teach our children how to feed themselves, we will not survive for very long. The capacity to feed ourselves and secure food for nourishment is critical to daily life. Second, agriculture is a fundamental and significant part of our economy in Manatee County. According to the Manatee County Extension Service 2023 statistics, agricultural production represents a market value of $360 million to Manatee County's economy. Though these numbers have declined significantly in recent years, more than 213,000 acres, or 37% of the county's land area, is in the production of vegetable crops, livestock, forage, citrus, and ornamental horticulture, such as decorative plants and flowers. These farmers are not only making a living and producing for us and the world at large, but they are the stewards of the land they farm and provide wildlife habitat for native and endangered plants and animals, and water drainage and treatment for the rest of the county. If all the farmland in Manatee County disappeared tomorrow, we would quickly discover the meaning of a barren wasteland, both economically and ecologically. And the Manatee County Fair's primary mission is to both highlight and encourage agriculture in Manatee County and facilitate education of its citizens, most especially its children, to ensure that agriculture remains a vital part of this community. And to that end, we strive to live this year's theme, not just this year during the fair, but every year, every day. As a part of Manatee County Fair's efforts to highlight what is best about Manatee County, we are gathered here today to recognize another part of what has made and keeps Manatee County great, its distinguished citizens, who give of themselves above and beyond every day, and without whom we would not be the community that we are. I want to introduce Danny Alfonso, our fair manager, and call him to the stage. But in the meantime, I encourage each of you and your families to come back next week and help us keep agriculture alive in 2025 and beyond. Thank you for joining us here today, and I will see you next week.
Good afternoon. If you would, please indulge me for just a second. If you are a sponsor at any level, please stand up. Sheriff's Department, come on, Sheriff. Y'all are all... We couldn't do it without you. She's going to hate me for this, but Kimberly Alfonso, please stand up. That's my beautiful wife that I can't do what I do without her support, without her understanding that I'm never home. That's probably why we made it as long as we have. I won't mess it up if I'm not home. But no, Kim, I love you. Thank you for your help, and I greatly appreciate you. We're extremely thankful for our sponsors, the gracious contributions that they've helped make our fair possible. And it's only a success because of the help and support that they provide, and as well as our volunteers. We have an exciting fair plan this year, and I want to begin today providing a quick peek behind the curtain of the fair industry. Okay, so at the close of last year's fair, the contract with our previous midway provider, or carnival, expired with Bell City. With that in mind, our midway committee began working in July of 2023 to start seeking out bids and working through visiting and going and seeing other fairs and working with other carnivals. And after a thorough search, and more importantly, the in-person meetings that we had with the carnival providers, one company rose head and shoulders above the rest. Please help us welcome our new carnival partners, Straight Shows. We have Jay Straits. Stand up, don't be shy. We have John, Jimmy, Nick Straits, and Johnny Galler. The first four gentlemen are all, three of them are brothers, and Nick is the son of Jimmy, and they are, when you get to know them, they are a really honest, great family. Straight Shows and their family, they're highly respected in our industry, not only for their deep generational history, but more importantly for the excellence and professionalism as they truly partner with each fair to provide a unique experience for that fair. So you're not getting the same setup and it's cookie cutter or anything like that. They really try to make a unique experience for their guests. And when our fair opens next week, Straight Shows will begin their 102nd year in the industry. So they have deep generational ties. So thanks again, and I just want to give you all a round of applause. The mission statement for the Manatee River Fair Association, which is who we are. We do business as the Manatee County Fair, but we are the Manatee River Fair Association. And our purpose and our mission statement is to promote the agriculture and economic strengths of Manatee County to highlight Manatee County's rich heritage in agriculture. We're very excited to announce this year that we are happy to fulfill that purpose, as we have one of the largest 4-H and FFA programs in the country, or in the state, but also in the country. This year we have 538 Manatee County 4-H and youth livestock registered to show animals and the plants. These youth have registered 839 livestock animals and 181 plants that they've been raising in preparation for the fair. So please reward them in their efforts by planning on coming to one of the sales. We have the steer sale is on the 18th at 1 o'clock. That's going to be followed by the plant sale later that same evening at 6. And then we have the swine sale the following Saturday on January 25th. And the meat poultry pen will be right after that. Our arts and crafts department, they'll be taking their registrations Saturday and Sunday. My days are slipping away from me, but oh good, that gives me another day. So they'll be taking registrations the 11th, 12th, and then in addition to our arts and crafts, we've got phenomenal entertainment. I don't want to bore everybody with it, but either visit our website. All of our entertainment's listed there, and just if you would go to our ManateeCountyFair.com website, we have the daily entertainment lined up there. We have the flyers available, and if you are a sponsor, at the close of today, we have the sponsor packets available here. And if you would see Nick Azera right there, he'll be sitting at the front table, and you can pick up your sponsor packets and your this year's sponsor hats. So thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to help us kick off this year's fair and help us honor this year's distinguished citizen. Please join us next week in helping us as we celebrate keeping agriculture alive in 2025.
Thank you, Patrick and Danny. Now I ask that you please stand as Pastor Tad Matthews from the Church on the Rock provides today's invocation, and please remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance led by our 2024 Distinguished Citizen Alan Butler and our national anthem sung by Eric Vaughn.
Good afternoon, everybody. It feels like the week of the Manatee County Fair, doesn't it, for this cold weather? I have a couple of things happening in my life I'll share with you briefly. After 40 years of being pastor at Church on the Rock here in Palmetto, I'm retiring at the end of February, and our church is also merging with Bayside Community Church, and we'll be Bayside Community Church's Palmetto campus, so we're very excited about that. Why don't you bow your heads and let's pray together. Heavenly Father, we're very grateful to be here today. We thank you for your goodness. We thank you, Lord, for how you've blessed us to live here in Manatee County and find the favor that we find here. I ask your blessings upon all who attend here today. And Lord, we also give you thanks for every good thing because, Lord, you are good and you're good all the time. I ask now that you bless our food, our fellowship, and we ask this in Jesus' mighty and matchless name. Amen.
Good morning. My fellow distinguished citizen, my wife Kay, was not able to be here today, and she's at our family farm in Virginia. She has some business up there under 7 inches of snow, so she's not having a Florida day. So if you'll please join me by pledging allegiance to our great and beautiful flag and our great country, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Check two. How's everybody this afternoon? Sounds like it. Second guys here. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed as the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming in the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Very nice. Thank you, Pastor and Mr. Butler, and of course, Eric. And if you enjoyed the national anthem, Eric Vaughn is also one of our entertainers this year. And you'll look at your programs and find out what day, and be sure you come out and listen to him. He's fantastic. So let's have another round of applause for our presenters. Okay, now I'd like you to give a round of applause to the Parish Community High School FFA alumni and Michael Amares from Popey's Place 2 for preparing and serving our lunch today. I believe, oh, there, the curtains are parting, and there'll be 2 lines, as you can see. So I would say now is the time to make your way to the serving line, and we'll take a break for lunch.
Well, good afternoon. It's great to be here to help kick off the 2025 fair, and it's great to see everyone here today as well supporting the fair. We're always excited to be here at this event. The fair is such an important part of the Manatee County community, and it's always great to help support and honor one of our distinguished citizens. And look, we even got some great old-fashioned fair weather this year, right? Malden and Jenkins has been a sponsor of this event for I don't know how many years, as long as I can remember. And we're just really excited that every year Danny continues to ask us back. So again, it's great to be here. It's great to see y'all. And we'll see you next week at the fair.
Next, I'd like to welcome to the stage Jamie Kahns, Bank of America.
Well, Happy New Year. I'm so excited to be here amongst so many amazing friends and colleagues. Thank you for joining us today. Wow, I kind of heard that it was Andy Miner couldn't be here, and that I might replace him with the red jacket. So I love that. For those that know Andy, Andy Miner has been on the board since 2007, and he introduced me to the fair, and what an amazing fair we have, and a great part of our community. Also, I had the opportunity to be in Leadership Manatee, which they have a fair day and an agriculture day. And I kind of do feel guilty saying keep agriculture alive in 2025 when I don't have a green thumb. So I promise to try to remember what are my plans. But I am so honored to be here. 2024 was a rough year for many of us, and here we are thriving in 2025. And Bank of America has been a sponsor of the fair, I think, longer than I've been alive. And I'm so honored to be here, and I can't wait to take my kiddos to the fair, and hope to see you all there. Thanks so much. Have a great day.
All right, a special thank you to these organizations for the many years they've sponsored this reception. It wouldn't be possible without their generous support. Next, I'd like to introduce Director Eileen Hoffner. She represents our Arts and Crafts Department.
Okay. Oh,
There you go. How's that?
okay. I'm just vertically challenged a little. I want to welcome everyone again. It's wonderful to see so many friends of the fair. As he said, in the Chairs building, we're getting ready to exhibit more than 1,000 of our talented Manatee County residents' works. And you'd be amazed what came in last year, the year before, and every year for over 100 years. We have wonderful things. We have fine arts, we have crafts, we have culinary arts, and photography. So I've got my notes here because I don't want to forget anything, but there's still time to participate. As Danny said, receiving weekend is Saturday and Sunday, 9 to 4, right across there. And if you're a cook, culinary arts comes in Saturday morning, 9 to 12, and please bring things. COVID had a little bit of an effect on culinary arts. I think people haven't gotten back in the groove yet, and we're just hoping to get some of the wonderful stuff we were getting before COVID. Build that up again. How about your favorite football chili? How about cupcakes? We know that you cook. It's free to enter. Rules are simple. Manatee County Fair website has all the information you need, but also on a table out there, the rule books are out there. Just one sheet of paper, and you're good to go. It's easy. The Chairs building also has some other things. You need to come to the fair to find out. We have some special exhibits. You can learn something in the Chairs building. We have demonstrators in every day that you can learn all kinds of things. Last year, we had someone bring in a 3D printer, and it was really funny to watch. The entire time, there was always a group of people standing around that 3D printer like something was really going to happen, something really remarkable, and I guess something was, but the way they were staring at it, they just never moved their eyes. It was funny, but they had a wonderful time. Anyway, there are some other things going on. Besides demonstrators, there is the cookie kitchen. You can come in there, smell cookies baking, buy a few reasonably priced cookies, and then get a complimentary glass of milk, complimentary of Dakin Dairies, and we thank them. Also, our fair store is there and has the usual things, the wonderful new t-shirts, the hats, the cookbooks, but this year we've got something special. I stole it from the fair office. We've got hoodies. They're warm, they're nice, and you're going to love them. So anyway, I will warn you, they will probably disappear very quickly. So this is what I'm going to sell you on. If you exhibit in the Chairs department, bring in your wonderful woodworking crafts, whatever, you have the opportunity to browse the fair store and get a hoodie. So I do want to thank you for everything that sponsors and everyone does. As you leave, there are some photo ops outside, and we'd love for you to take some pictures. I'll be out there, and I'll be glad to use your camera and take your picture. And thank you. See you next week at the fair.
Thank you, Eileen. And yes, please be sure to, if you come to the fair, get over to the Arts and Crafts. They do a fantastic job every year putting together all kinds of exhibits. So that we really appreciate everything they do. Next, I'd like to introduce a director and our past president, Diana Baker. Oh, wait a minute, excuse me. Sorry, I heard her already yelling at me back there. No. I'd first like to introduce Erin Paris to present our 2025 Fair Queens. How could I forget them?
Good afternoon. I'm Erin Paris, and I have the privilege of being the coordinator for the Fair Queens this year. I'm taking over for Mrs. Sue Revel. I did learn with her a lot last year, and I'm hoping that I can do justice to what she's done for all of these years. And I'm delighted to introduce to you our beautiful queens Girls, why don't you come up a little further so they can see you? All right, first we're going to talk about our mini Miss Manatee County Fair. This is Emily Rose Dorix. She is 8 years old. She attends Palmetto Charter School, and she's in the 3rd grade, and her parents are Troy and Emma Dorix. Next, I'd like to introduce our Little Miss Manatee County Fair. This is Chloe Harmon. Her parents are Sean and Mandy Harmon. She's 12 years old, and she's in 7th grade at Buffalo Creek Middle School. Now I'd like to introduce our Junior Miss Manatee County Fair Queen. This is Madison Huffman. Madison's parents are Aaron and Amanda Huffman. She's 16 years old and in 10th grade at Lakewood Ranch High School. And your Miss Manatee County Fair is Rebecca Bennett. Rebecca's 17 years old. She attends Parish Community High School, and her parents are Kelly and Rick Bennett. These girls are excited about representing the fair this year, and we hope that you guys will all come out and give them an introduction when you see them at the fair and wish them the best. Thanks.
Thank you, ladies. We look forward to seeing you at the fair. Now, I'd like to introduce Director and Past President Diana Baker to introduce our guest speaker.
I would like to introduce you to our guest speaker today, Miss Shaylin Davis. She's 20 years old and was born and raised in Manatee County. Shaylin was raised in the family business on both sides. All this has shaped her passion for the agricultural industry and helped lead her to where she is today as the current Florida cattleman's sweetheart. She spends her days traveling and advocating for the beef industry in Florida while sharing her passion for the industry. As we keep agriculture alive in 2025, please give a warm welcome to Miss Shaylin Davis.
Let's see if I can. There we go. Can everybody hear me good? Yes? Okay. Growing up, I never could have imagined that I would one day have the incredible opportunity to stand before all of you and speak today. To say that I am honored would be a massive understatement. It feels almost surreal to look back at the days when I was just a wide-eyed little girl sitting on the sidelines, gazing in awe at the agricultural world around me. At the time, I never could have predicted that I would go from being a spectator in that world to standing here as a voice for the Florida cattle industry. It is truly a blessing to have the chance to live out my dream. Something that once seemed so far out of reach, but now is very much a reality. To be able to stand here today representing an industry that has shaped my life is much more than just a personal achievement. It's a testament to the power of hard work, perseverance, and the incredible community that makes up agriculture in Florida. As I reflect on my journey, I realize that there are so many pillars in my life that have helped shape me into the person I am today. Each one has played a significant role in guiding me along the way, providing support, wisdom, and direction. But if I had to choose just one that stands out as especially transformative, it would have to be the Manatee County Fair. The lessons I've learned, the friendships I've formed, and the sense of community that this fair has given me have been fundamental in shaping me into who I am today. Without this fair, without all of you sitting here in front of me today, I honestly believe I would not be standing where I am, ready to share my story and the impact it's had on my life. Let me take a moment to tell you a little bit about myself. I am an 8th generation resident of Manatee County, and I've had the incredible fortune of being raised in a family that is deeply rooted in agriculture. For us, agriculture isn't just a career or a lifestyle, it's our legacy. It's something that has been passed down through generations. Now, I'm the youngest of 4 children, which meant that as far back as I can remember, there was always an animal in our backyard, whether it was a pig, a heifer, or a steer. My siblings would spend countless hours working diligently, day in and day out, and I would marvel at their dedication and the bond that they had with their animals. If I'm being honest, There was also a little bit of jealousy mixed in there too, because I wasn't quite old enough yet to have a fair project of my own. And I could only dream of the day when I'd get to experience that same sense of accomplishment and pride. I knew I was meant to follow in their footsteps, and I couldn't wait for my turn. When I turned 8 years old, I was ready. I had my sights set, and I knew this was my moment. I had watched my siblings show their steers, and I was determined to do the same. I wanted to feel that rush of walking into the show ring with my head held high, proud of all the work I'd put in. But my mom, with all of her wisdom, kind of burst my cattle-loving bubble when she gently told me that I was still just a little too small to handle a steer of my own. So instead of letting my dream of showing a steer slip away, I turned my attention to the pigs. And let me tell you, I fell completely in love with them. From the very first pig week at my first ever fair, I knew this was it. This was the path I was meant to follow. This was what I wanted to do for the next 10 years. But don't worry, I made my switch back to steers when I was 10. By then, I had learned the ropes, understood what it took, and was ready to tackle the challenge of showing a steer. And it felt like a true rite of passage. But for me, it was never just about the animal. It was always about something much deeper. The feeling of pride that would swell in my chest when I walked into that show ring with my steer, knowing that I had worked all year for that exact moment. The calves I raised were never just any steers. They were ones that I had picked out from my family's operation. Each one held a piece of my heart and a bigger piece of my family's legacy. Every day spent working with them, every obstacle we overcame together, made them more than just livestock. They became a living symbol of everything I had poured into the project. In those moments, I could see the culmination of every lesson, every challenge, and every sacrifice I had made to get there. And then there was the moment of pure gratitude. The moment that washed over me when my papa, the person who had taught me so much, bought that same steer back at the sale every year. He never did it because he had to. He did it because he wanted me to experience the joy and satisfaction that comes from seeing the fruits of my hard work come to life. There was something profoundly humbling about that gesture. It wasn't just a transaction, it was a lesson in love, sacrifice, and the importance of hard work paying off. But what really made the fair experience complete for me wasn't just the competition or the project themselves, it was the community. It was the people I met and the friends I made over the years. The fair wasn't just a place to showcase our projects, it was a place where we came together, where we supported one another and celebrated the very essence of our agricultural way of life. We weren't just there for ourselves, we were there for each other, learning from one another, cheering each other on, and sharing in the successes and struggles alike. I came to realize that for many people, the fair might be the only glimpse they get into the world of agriculture. It's easy to forget that the work we do behind the scenes often goes unseen. So for me, it was about educating others and sharing the truth of our agricultural community. Whether I was explaining to someone how we raise our animals or what goes into making a project successful, I knew I was helping to break down the walls between those who live in agriculture and those who don't. Now I'm no longer showing, and even if I were still able to, sadly, I just wouldn't have the time. Life has shifted, and I'm now a college student living in Gainesville, navigating the world of higher education and all the demands that come with it. The kids I go to school with, most of them, have no idea that those 2 pigs and 8 steers were not just projects to me. They don't know that they were the very things that helped to pay for my tuition. My fair projects were never just a part of a hobby. They were a bridge to my future. The money I earned from selling those animals wasn't just extra cash, it is what has made my education possible. It's what helps me to pursue my dreams. But the impact of those projects went far beyond the financial aspect. The hours I spent raising those animals taught me lessons I carry with me every day. I learned responsibility in ways that go far beyond just feeding and grooming an animal. I learned how to plan, how to set goals, and how to follow through on commitments. Those lessons didn't just prepare me for the fair ring, they've prepared me for life. The discipline it took to get up every early morning to feed, train, and care for my animals is the same discipline that gets me through those long study sessions and my difficult exams. The perseverance I learned while working through setbacks with my projects has helped push me through challenges in school. I may not be in the barn anymore, but the work ethic I gained from those years of showing is something that will always stay with me. And even though I'm not actively involved in showing animals, I carry with me the same values of hard work, dedication, and perseverance. Every test I take, every speech I give, and the many events I go to representing the Florida Cattlemen's Association are all a reminder of how far I've come and how much the lessons that I learned through this very fair will continue to shape my future. Speaking of the future, I find it no coincidence that my own plans align so perfectly with this year's fair theme of keeping agriculture alive in 2025. For me, the future of agriculture is something I'm deeply passionate about. That's why I plan to pursue a degree in agriculture law. I want to continue fighting for the future of this industry, but I also know that fighting for agriculture doesn't always mean fighting on the front lines in the traditional sense. It's about preserving the roots of our agricultural community and making sure that it thrives for generations to come. And that's where all of you come in. Without people like you who continue to show up, support, and sponsor events like this fair, agriculture wouldn't have the foundation it needs to continue growing. Events like the Manatee County Fair have an immeasurable impact, not just on the kids who participate, but on the public as a whole. It allows us to bridge the gap between those who live in agriculture and those who might not fully understand it. The work you do, the support you give, and the opportunities you create have a ripple effect that goes far beyond the fairgrounds. You are helping to cultivate the next generation of leaders, educators, and advocates for agriculture. People who will continue to fight for this industry in whatever way they can for years to come. I don't know where each of these kids will end up, but I do know this. They are learning life lessons that will serve them long after the ribbons are handed out. They are learning responsibility, work ethic, and the importance of community, and those lessons will guide them in whatever path they choose. So from the bottom of my heart, I want to thank all of you. You are the unsung heroes who keep agriculture alive in our community, and you may not always see it, but the impact you have is profound. Thanks to you, we're not just keeping agriculture alive in 2025, we're ensuring its future for generations to come. Thank you.
Thank you, Shaylin. That was a fantastic presentation. That's quite a young lady, isn't it? Let's have another round of applause for her. She's a great example of what youth can be. Fantastic. All right, now I'd like to move into the Distinguished Citizen portion of the program. The Distinguished Citizen Award recognition has been given annually since 1956. Manatee County remains a special place to live because of these citizens and others like them that not only work and raise families here, but also make that extra commitment of their time and service to the many needs of the community. You can enjoy the history of the prior honorees by visiting the footprints display that's located between the Manatee County Courthouse and Judicial Center in downtown Bradenton. A special thank you to the Esposito Law Group for their many years of sponsorship of our Distinguished Citizen Award. Please welcome Janelle Van Hoos, representing Esposito Law Group.
It is always an honor for our firm, Esposito Law Group, to sponsor this award. I don't know if y'all can tell, but literally we shut down our office. So our entire team is at the table here, and that's how important we believe this award is. And I will tell you, I've been involved very much in the community over the years. This year as chair of the chamber and attending a number of events through a pretty tough, right, last quarter of the year for many of us, suffering multiple hurricanes. But one thing I can say after having sponsored this award for probably, I don't know, Diana, maybe 15 years, is that the consistency throughout is the quality of the recipients. I mean, you look around the room and you look at the quality of the people in this room, but I'm never disappointed by who ends up the recipient of this award. I'm just so proud to be part of this community. I'm proud to see the resilience. Young ladies like this up here. I mean, that's the meat and potatoes of who we are and who we hope our children will be. And so I do want to say it is absolutely an honor and a privilege to support the fair and to support this award, because what it reminds us all of is that we start out somewhere, right? This young lady here today, it was just amazing to hear her speak. But it's generations of that example and leaders in the community, and not just those of us now, but those that we train up and that we encourage and that we mentor and that we come after us someday. And I believe every single person up on this stage, the recipient of this award, has demonstrated that they have invested in this community and impacted so many and made a difference, not just at a broad scale, but right at that micro level here in Manatee County. So thank you so much to the Fair Board and those of us who allow us to sponsor this award. It really is an honor.
Thank you, Janelle. And once again, thank you, Esposito Law Group, for all of your support for so many years. I also would like to acknowledge any of our former distinguished citizens that have joined us today. Please stand and be recognized. There we are. A few out there. All right. Very nice. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Now I'd like to say a little bit about this year's distinguished citizen. This year's nominee was born in 1965 in South Florida. He is married with one child. He graduated Rollins College in 1988 and received his MBA from Crummer School of Business in 1990. He relocated to Manatee County in 1992 and served in the Coast Guard Auxiliary in 2009. He is currently Secretary and Director of Kingfish Holding Corp. And Director and Co-Manager of Renovo Resources Solutions, Inc. He served on the board of the Bishop Museum of Science until 2016. As a board member, he worked diligently to inspire investment from others in a wide variety of areas. He exhibited great leadership with his example of support of educational program as well as exhibit development. Our nominee has a deep commitment to public education, as evidenced by his support of teacher professional development with real-life hands-on experiences. Since 1992, he has funded trips to Nebraska for local students and teachers to work with professional paleontologists to allow students a chance to experience real-life archaeological digs and allow teachers to learn field science and bring back fossils to their classrooms. He also volunteered for over 10 years at Bradenton River High School as a FFA booster, and for over 20 years, he has supported FFA and 4-H students through his participation in the Manatee River Fair Association annual livestock auctions, as well as encouraging and facilitating others to participate as well. For many years, he has volunteered at numerous Manatee County schools through participating in cookouts, SAC, PTO, and various other committees. In 2000, he formed a family foundation dedicated to supporting education through the issuance of numerous grants to places such as Lowell Observatory in 2013 and the Florida Museum of Natural History in 2010 and 2011. He received the Spirit of Leadership Award in 2014. It is now my honor to present to you this year's distinguished citizen, James Toomey.
Well, this is a complete shock. I thought we were here to honor someone else, as I was told. Was not planning to be making any speeches, but all I can say is I feel very privileged and like to thank whoever was that sponsored me. We try as a family to give back to Manatee County. We've been residents a long time here, throughout businesses, throughout education, and we just try to make things a better place to live and to support the future generations that are coming up and help them in any way possible. Once again, thank you for the nomination and for selecting me.
Okay, let's have another round of applause for Mr. Toomey and all the good work he does for this community. So, well, guess we're ready to wrap up another year of VIP. Congratulations to our Distinguished Citizen winner. Thank you for everyone, our sponsors, everybody that participates in this program. And we really appreciate you coming out today and joining us for this event, but we really want to see you the next 11 days. Come on out and join us for the 109th Manatee County Fair. We open next Thursday at 5 o'clock, and we're keeping agriculture alive in 2025. So thank you, and be safe going home. Thank you.